Take my country's name out of your mouth. Uh, all right. On that note, let's get rolling. Great to see everybody. We have a few things to share. First one, I'm going to be very brief on as soon as I can share my screen. Come on, baby. There we go. You guys can see it now, yeah? Hey, Bo, can you play whack-a-mole?
I got it.
Or Dave? Okay. So you were inundated with trainings by us this week, so I appreciate you all joining to hear us flap our lips yet again. So many of you heard this. I'm just going to go high level here. Our MassMutual Worksite offer, this has been gaining traction already since our training on Tuesday. In fact, I had multiple conversations yesterday with folks that are looking to implement. So if in case you missed it, here's the really high level version of it, or not high level, but speedy version of it. If you have worksite clients, so you're an Aflac or a Colonial person, whatever, you have worksite clients, we do have a great payroll offer. Just to reiterate, last year in Aflac in Oregon, we used the heck out of this. It helped us drive $750,000 in Aflac sales just because of the access and control that it gave us in those scenarios. So remember, life is the second most sought after benefit. And so it is that movie that will bring people to the movie theater so you can sell that popcorn, right? So the underwriting offer is this, down to 10 employees guaranteed, GI offer of $75K. The express issue is $250K. Keep this in mind, you need 5 applicants. So Alex mentioned we can go down as low as 5 if all 5 people are going to get it. If you have a case like that, reach out to him. We still have that kind of offer. So the other thing that's great with this is the amount of points available to everybody on the commission side of things. Because we have our partnership with Alex Marty, he's a W-2 employee of MassMutual, so he takes zero comp. He's paid by them and he's paid on volume. And so he's very incentivized to work with you all to drive as much volume as possible without giving up a pay cut. So he'll close deals for you. If you reach out to him, he'll talk to you about what cases you have coming up. He'll run appointments with you, whether they're Zoom. If it's big enough, he'll actually fly out to you to help you close the deal. The process is very simple. So you run the DM just like you normally do. You run that appointment with the decision maker. Again, include him on that. Once it's a go, or they're interested in it, to get rates, there's a census template. You need very little information. You need an employee name or employee ID number, birthday, gender, tobacco smoker or not. That's it. So actually, I don't even think you need tobacco smoker on the actual census for rates. So you get that in. That turnaround time, they say allow 72 hours. Typically, though, they get it back within a day. So you get that offer. It comes back. You show it to the employer. They sign off on it. They sign a form saying, yep, a sold case sheet. You get that back to Alex. He has an implementation team. So if they're on another platform, they can implement it into that platform. If you're just rolling, say, Everwell only, then they'll build the case on Solarix. It's a web-based enrollment system, super easy. They'll put that together for you, and then you are ready to go. So start to finish usually takes about 9 business days. He prefers a month, just in case there's mistakes or whatever. But if it goes smooth as silk, it can be done in 9 days. So pretty awesome offer. You can make some decent cash with that offer as well. So I want to throw that out there. Dave, I'm going to kick it to you. I know you have some MedSup updates.
Yeah, guys. So we did a couple of MedSup trainings this week. For those of you, well, really, probably just about everybody on this call, Aflac MedSup is really sitting in a sweet spot right now, you guys. I mean, a real sweet spot. Updated numbers came in, and just about everybody on this call is living in a place where MedSup rates did not go up. The average other carriers in the market space took an 11% increase. So that's pretty significant. So we said it before, and I'll say it again. The MedSup product is in a rare window right now where you've got the biggest brand in the industry, Aflac, that has the best price. They're ranked 1, 2, or 3 against the big boys in the marketplace with amazing commissions that have a 6-year run rate on them. So it's not as big a hit as final expense when you sell it, but when you sell it, it keeps paying you year after year after year. And Aflac is very committed to being as rate stable as possible. MedSup, the rates do go up every single year, but it does go up. Now, I'm not telling you guys to run out and go sell MedSup. If you're already selling MedSup, fantastic. I'm just giving you a heads up. But you guys all do have contact with people who are selling MedSup, and so we have a little incentive right now. Paul, do you want to pop that up on the screen? So right now, if you introduce us to a MedSup broker, somebody who's selling MedSup, if we get them contracted before the end of September, and they get 3 applications, if somebody's already selling MedSup going into selling season in October, that's nothing. That's a day for them. We're going to pay you a referral fee, a $500 referral fee. So if you know somebody who's a MedSup broker, a MedSup person out there, they want to pick up a contract with Aflac, which is in a real sweet spot, point them in our direction, make an introduction to us. We'll take care of them. We'll give you guys a bonus for introducing us. But just to note, those of you guys all have contracts with us for Tier 1 for Aflac. You can sell MedSup. If you have a health license, you can go sell MedSup. So it's a little bit more complex. You can always visit the website. There is a sales guide on your agent portal inside Aflac. So you can go look at that sales guide. You can see the underwriting guidelines. It's all there. The application process is very similar. It's using the same application process as the final expense for Aflac. But guys, MedSup is pretty amazing. And I was going to talk with this a little bit later, but Paul and I flew home from Vegas last night, and listening on the radio, there was a guy talking about generational marketing on the radio last night, and he talked about generations, and Paul's put up the demographic many times of what each of these generations look like. And of course, when we look at the generations, the boomers right now are the big one. And this guy on the radio last night was talking about the demise of Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson is shuttering dealerships all over the place. And the reason why is that they've marketed to, right? They really kicked big in 50s, 60s, 70s. These big bikes, their bikes weigh 1,000 pounds. And all of a sudden, boomers start realizing, you know what? These legs don't want to try to hold up 1,000 pounds anymore. And they're not buying Harleys anymore. And you're watching Harley shrink and shrink and shrink. And his point of the whole thing was, and he said, you've got to sell a product with an end user in mind. And he goes, if you're not selling a product to the boomers right now, you're crazy. They've got the money, they've got the power. You should be selling to boomers. And you've got a window of 12 years to continue to sell to boomers. So guys, we have the product, we have the marketplace to make a massive impact to your bank account in the next 12 years. Then we get to my generation, Gen X, the chunk smaller. The next one with our eye is millennials. So guys, we've got the product, we've got the place, we've got the systems to be able to deliver a massive income, but it does take effort. And part of that is leads. And guys, we have made a massive effort to try to make sure that we find the best leads. And we've had unfortunately, we've had good leads and bad leads come through our system. And Paul and I have called all of them. We've tried them all. And we experience the same frustrations that some of you have. I can tell you, if you guys have not dipped your toe in the Kaboom lead pool yet, you're missing the boat. I personally have had so much success. I know Celeste, I don't know if Zach's on the phone. You've heard Paul making calls. Guys, the sale of this product of final expense is a very easy sale. It's just getting in front of customers. And if you guys make the decision to go and buy leads, go buy Kaboom leads, they are key to you. They've got your picture on them. They know who's calling. You just got to strike when the iron's hot. You've got to hit them within 5 minutes. But there's been massive success, and I'm seeing names pop up. So I know I'm going to miss some people, but I want to congratulate Carla Sharp. Congratulations on your week. I want to congratulate Zach. Zach, I noticed he hit the score. I know there's others that hit the scoreboard this week, and I'm missing, and I apologize if I do. But Carla dropping multiple apps again this week. Zach dropping apps this week. I love it, and I love that you're getting them from your leads, and we're seeing those results. Thank you to Celeste Fria. She's about to start testing Spanish leads. So Bo's going to go rattle some cages to figure out where they are, because we haven't seen them show up yet over at Kaboom. But, guys, we will continually test lead sources. So if you come across a lead source that you want us to, like, hey, I want to try to test this, have a conversation with us, because we are invested in you guys and finding the best lead sources, but giving you guys the tools to be able to activate those leads and convert them into sales. That's what we're all about. So, we're really proud of the efforts you guys have made, and we're excited about the system that we've packaged. And we've made a significant spend to be able to deliver this to you. And I'm super excited about what Bo's going to cover today, because some of you have started down this path, but most of you haven't. So, Paul, that's the update from me, buddy. I'll kick it back to you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, final thing. So you can make hay while the sun is shining right now with that MedSup play. So a lot of you are jumping into the actual sales of it, which is great. If you're not into learning that product because you're focused on life, that's amazing as well. If you come across those brokers, simply refer them. All it takes, by the way, I got one this morning, which is the 4th broker referral I've got this week, by the way. All it was an email introduction. It was an Aflac rep emailed me and the broker and said, hey, Paul handles all of Aflac's MedSup. He can get you going. Paul, can you reach out to so-and-so and make it happen? That was it, right? And so all I had to do now is reach out to that person, and that's all it takes. So if you know people, if you're out and about, you come across brokers, make yourself $500 every time, no problem, for the next 6 weeks. So anyway, on that, Bo has been doing an awful lot of work. In fact, those of you that saw Bo on Wednesday, you can tell his beard has grown since Wednesday, because I think it just grows this nerd magic power all the time he's spending into this and putting into the system. So Bo, I'll turn it to you, man, to impart your wisdom.
And it's going great. I don't know how that happened. You guys, I have a high schooler that's going to be a senior this year. I don't get it. Like, he was 5, like maybe 2 years ago. So anyway.
Well, Bo, that's because 1992 was only 10 years ago. In my brain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel. It goes by quick. But all right. So hey, I wanted to add a point too to what Dave was talking about on the leads. So the Kaboom is on the East Coast, guys. So a lot of us are submitting our leads, or we're getting all the lead orders put together in the afternoon for a lot of us West Coasters or mid central whatever. And so what's happening is they're getting at the end or past the end of their business day, which it takes them about a day to get those campaigns built out for you guys. Once the campaigns are in the system, it takes about another 1 to 2 days for Facebook, Google, Instagram, all those different vendors to start getting the ads out there and getting the algorithms to start pushing your face and your name all over the place. And so as for the missing order, we did submit it late. We should see those today, tomorrow at the absolute latest. But yeah, those are going to be awesome. So we'll know this is our first Spanish leads. We're excited to see how they go. Seeing how a market that's narrowed in like that performs. All right, so I wanted to show you guys. I get a lot of questions on Agent One, and I think I'm gonna flip this around here. Originally, I was gonna show you kind of like the where we're gonna put like how to manage the lead through the system. I think I'm gonna start off with the guide we just finished and how to set up the system, and then go into how to manage the lead. This is kind of order of operations. So let me share with you something we finished actually just right before this call. So we just finished creating a setup guide for you guys. So now when you guys request access, get invited, need access, whatever, you guys have this step-by-step guide that will help you learn how to set up Agent One initially. Now, here's what's cool about this. You guys only need this once. It might look intimidating. Don't be intimidated. You can't break it. Trust me, we've tried. In fact, we've broken a lot of things, so we know how to fix them. But you guys can't break it. So you only have to do this stuff once. If you need help at any point, you guys, it tells you right here. Anytime you guys are in the portal, there's a little chat bubble in the bottom right. You guys can reach out to me, Paul, Dave, Jesse. We'll hop on and help you through it, answer any questions you have. Once this is set up, you guys are ready to go. What's cool about Agent One is this is not just for final expense. You guys can use Agent One for anything. So I saw Pinky on here. Pinky was talking about how she's looking at a CRM for some other stuff. You guys, we already have it. Use ours. In fact, we can customize the CRM for your needs as well. So here's the thing. Are you selling MedSup? This is a great system for MedSup. Are you selling Aflac Ancillary? Great system for that. Are you selling something else? Great. Talk to us. We can plan with you and get you set up and get you going with this. Now, obviously, if you're buying leads through a vendor like Kaboom, those leads are going to go directly into this system. So the second that person hits enter, it takes about 1 second longer for it to go through all the systems and land right in your lap on Kaboom. And that's where the automations are going to come in. It doesn't matter if you're buying life insurance, final expense, MedSup. It doesn't matter what kind of lead you're purchasing through a vendor. Those leads come in immediately and the automations start right away. So the very first text, hey, this is Carla. I'm with another client right now, but I'm going to try to call you as soon as I can. In the meantime, feel free to click on my calendar link and book some time with me. And then 2 hours later, so it gives you 2 hours before the automation kicks in again, to give them a call and try to get a hold of them via call. Now, again, 5 minutes, you guys. If you can get them in 5 minutes, and if that means you got to look at the person right in front of you and say, can I go step out and go to the restroom real quick? Whatever your excuse is, get that 5 minutes in, give them a call, even if it's a voicemail, give them that call. That's going to help you a lot with those leads and get it going. So anyway, we have the guide. We'll send the guide out to all of you here in a little bit. And then feel free to ask questions while you guys are going in and setting it up too, because we may have missed something. You know, it's round one on the guide. So if you're going, Bo, how do I do this? Why is it not in the guide? Let me know. I'll get it up. I'll get it updated. All right. So I want to show you guys now. Well, any questions while I'm loading this up on setup?
So Nicole had an issue with her calendar. This may be a good general question for everybody. But she put it in there. She attempted to add her calendar. It wants to default to her Aflac calendar. Does the calendar have to be on 365?
Yeah, so we can't use Aflac calendar for anything. Aflac IT has locked that down like Fort Knox, you guys. In fact, we tried to find a way.
Yeah,
when I attempt to add it, it's defaulting to the Aflac. It's not. It won't load the one that I'm telling it to load.
Oh, and like the login portal when you're trying to. Okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah. Nicole, let's you and I get together right after this call if you have time, and I'll help you figure that out, because there's an obscure little button that you can click that allows you to log in as a different user, and if that doesn't work, I'll show you another workaround. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, Coglin's having that same issue, it looks like. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah,
we're just auto logs you guys in.
And that's a godsend. We got multiple calendars of different email addresses. If we could bring them all under one, including the Aflac, that'd be very helpful, because Aflac sends a lot and then it links to the calendar. I don't know how to, integrate Aflac with whatever.
Yeah, Dave, we're working on trying to find workarounds on. Yeah, there's got to be something out there. We'll figure it out one day to get the Aflac calendars. But in the meantime, you guys can add all of your other calendars. So if you use like me, for example, I have Office 365 for personal. I have my OSA one. I have one for my real estate business. I have my personal iCloud calendar for family. And then I have a church calendar. So I got 5 calendars that I reference regularly. I can put all 5 into Agent One. And then what's really cool about that is when I go into view my calendar in Agent One, I can see all my availability. There's no questioning if I'm doing something personal. I don't have to hop calendar to calendar. Makes it kind of nice.
That's great. It just we keep getting conflicts because we have something else with Aflac scheduled on that calendar. You know what I mean? So how long do you anticipate before Aflac will cooperate?
Never.
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
it's going to have to be a workaround.
They wouldn't
sneaky
cooperate
way.
with some of our tier one stuff as another internally owned, wholly owned Aflac company. They're
Is-
locked down.
Is there a way that we can bring the other into the Aflac calendar and use it, everything else?
I mean, that makes sense, but no, that's also one of the things, because we actually sat down with Aflac IT. What was this now, like 3 months ago?
Yep.
And we went through a lot of that. And when I was in the broker role, I went through a lot of that with them. I'm like, hey, there's got to be a way. If you guys aren't going to let us take the Aflac calendar and export that data, allow us to import data from other calendars into yours. And they said, no, that's the same kind of breach of the system they're not comfortable with.
I'm wondering if we can link the Aflac email with a different calendar though, just the email and not use the Aflac calendar. No go.
Yeah, I don't think so. Dave, I've been around the block on trying to figure that out. In fact, at one point you could set up a subscription link in the Aflac calendar, and then you just had a link you can add to things. It didn't allow you to change the calendar, but at least you could view it. Aflac IT, once they found out we were doing that, they shut it off real quick. So,
I understand.
yeah, they're concerned for security, and I get it, but the pendulum swung too far on that, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll help you out. We'll help you guys out as much as we can. So if you have any questions, like you're running into the login issues like Nicole was talking about, you guys just reach out to me. If you don't have my contact details, you can always hit our website. Go to my.onesolutionagency.com. So I'll type that in the chat, my.onesolutionagency.com. That is Agent One. And what that will do is on the bottom right, you guys have the chat bubble. Even if you're not logged in, that chat bubble is there. So you guys can ask questions, get support. All right, so I wanted to show you also the other side, which is we have a few of you that are now using the system. And I'm now logged in under Demo Dude. All right, so in Demo Dude, this is what your guys' system is going to look like, right? You're going to start with the dashboard, which just kind of shows you, hey, where are you going? Obviously, this isn't very impressive because I have one lead in here. So I'm going to go to that lead. So on the left here, I'm going to click leads. Oh, I actually have 2 leads in here. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go to lead lady, and I'm in my lead section. So this is where I see my whole timeline of all the stuff that's been happening. I'm going to zoom out just a bit because it looks weird. There we go. Messages sent, messages received, system changes. You guys can see I demo this a lot because there's been a lot of changes. All the lead contact details on the left here, I can scroll down. Now, we just fixed this, but all the information that Kaboom asks is now imported. So birthday's imported, the answers to all the questions, and it's right here. It populates right into the field. So you know what questions they're asking and what the answers are. So all that's in there now. We also have, if you guys purchased leads previously, we have those all ready to go. So once you guys log into the system and let me know, I will upload all of those old leads from our old vendor in here. And so we have all those questions in here as well, such as credit rating, heart, cancer, tobacco, marital status, all that stuff that the old leads used. We can load those up, and then you guys could try for round 2 or 3 on those to see if you can get anything out of them. So what I wanted to show you though is this. So when you guys are managing your leads, and let's say you guys call them up and you set an appointment. So there's 2 things you got to do. You have to, 1, put the appointment in your calendar if you want to do it that way, or put it in Agent One. And if you put it in Agent One, it's going to put it in your calendar for you, and it's going to flag the automation and tell it to stop. So we had somebody the other day, in fact, I think it was yesterday morning, that said, hey, Bo, I added the appointment, and the automation continued to text them. And I says, where did you add the appointment? It said, my personal calendar. And I said, okay, the system doesn't know you added that appointment, so we have to tell it. So let me show you guys how you guys can do that. So up here on the top right, you have your appointments button. You can click on that, and you can click add appointment. Now, once you do that, you're good. It'll pop up on your calendar, it'll pop up on the client's calendar, and it will turn off automation. So it's all set up and ready to go there. And you just click add, and you come up with this window. This is book appointment. And now that I'm demoing, it's going to take a minute. Too much video streaming, maybe. The kids are probably watching the movie too. But anyway, it's going to pop up. It's just like setting up a calendar invite on any calendar you guys are familiar with. So I'll close that out for the sake of time. Now, if you don't do it this way, what you got to do is you got to tell the system that you've changed the status of this lead. And there's a few ways you can do it. So I'm going to show you the hard way. In my opinion, it's the hard way. So I'm going to scroll down on the left here, all the way down to where it says opportunities. And this one here says primary opportunities, is one sales pipeline. So this opportunity is in the one pipeline. I'm going to click on it. And once I click on it, I can now edit what pipeline it's in. You won't really need to do that. The stage it's in. So I can say, okay, this lead responded, or maybe I scheduled the appointment. So I could say that. What status is a lead? Obviously, it's going to be open if it's in the scheduled category. Now, I can change all those things if I want, but really the key thing here is I told the system it's in the scheduled stage. And what that does is it tells the automations, hey, stop trying to schedule an appointment. I've already done that. And now it changes the automations for the scheduled automations, which are reminder emails, reminder texts, a calendar invite. And it's also doing the same thing for you guys. It's reminding you guys. But if you don't put it in that stage, the system doesn't know to do it. Okay, so that's the hard way. And then you just click update. Let me show you the easier way. If you go to pipeline on the left side of your screen, you're going to see your leads in here. Now, I didn't hit save, so this lead is still over here. Let me move it back. Okay, so let's say you're talking to them and they're in the responded category. You just come in here, just like I did just now. You grab that lead, drop it into scheduled. There you go. Now, if you just do this, the system's not sending a calendar invite, right? Because you haven't added the invite, the calendar invite. So you're going to have to add it some way, whether you go back to the lead's contact details. You can click the little plus here as well in pipeline and add it this way. Or you can send an invite from your personal work calendar if you want to do that. So, but yeah, this is just the pipeline status, moving it from this to there, changes the automations, but you still have to add the calendar invite. Any questions on this so far? Super enthralling, or enthralling. That's the word I'm looking for. I know you guys are so excited about this.
Well, I know you said this, but just to clarify, like what leads can I throw in here?
Everything. So the automations currently are set up for final expense, MedSup, and Aflac ancillary. If you guys want to throw in something else, great, just let me know and I'll make sure the automations we have work for it. And if they don't, we'll build one for you. Tell me how you want those automations to work.
If I had let's say I've got a group worksite case for regular Aflac and I wanted to put them in here and start doing communication with them. I follow up with worksite clients. Could I put them in there as well?
Yeah, in fact, we're in the process of building that out. We're a few hours away from it being done. So what's cool is if you're the first, we get to customize everything the way you want it. And then everybody else just goes, oh, that's cool. But yeah, so if you guys have an enrollment coming up, I don't know, maybe it's a 50 live case, maybe it's a 200 live case. I remember I had a trucking company that I knew the CEO, the CFO, I knew the gal in charge of all of HR. They all loved Aflac, all of them, except for the owner, because they had a bad experience 50 years ago. And so every year we were in there and they were like, nope, you can only see these 5 people. Okay, there was 1,200 employees. Now, if I had something like this where I could have texted out a link, oh my gosh, that would have been a game changer. Because I wasn't allowed to see them, but if they reached out to me, I was allowed to help them. So we can do that, you guys. We can send a text, we can send emails, we can send reminders, we can put your custom links in there, we can put your calendar link in there. We can do all of that for your enrollments, either pre, during, or post enrollment for you guys.
We do have an ask if you use it for that, though, and it's for you as well. Products. The ask is that you also quote a life product if you're doing that. Right. So yes, for everyone's sake. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. one, you'll make more money, and two, it helps pay for all the time that I'm spending getting it set up for you guys and not
And
doing
pay
other
for the
things.
system. And guys,
Yeah.
just so you know that I just want to reiterate this to you guys. This system comes at a cost. There's cost. There's not only ongoing subscription costs, but every text, email, ringless voicemail all have a cost associated with them. Every single one. And we're willing to bear that cost because we believe in you, and we believe that as you guys start selling Final Expense, as you sell other products under us, the revenue stream will turn the light bulb on. So anyway, Dave, are you giving me the claw, or you have a question?
No, I got it. This is for Dave and Paul. Just as you guys know, there's multiple calendars. Let's say that we need to move everything over to the one solution calendar, the one-offs, the Aflac calendar. So if we wanted to put an MLA in there, that's okay. You don't have a challenge with that as long as we're doing your products and.
No, I don't even care if it just make sure you offer a life product for them, right? Under us, and we would love it.
Yeah,
In fact, you've got something, a big opportunity like that, Dave. Have a conversation with us. Let us build a big opportunity like that. Let us customize a whole automation for you, right? I mean, that's what the system is ready to rock and roll for. So, we've talked about our termination program in the past. That's got custom automations. It's got custom stuff built, so we can do it. Let's just make the juice worth the squeeze for all of us.
Yeah, we're trying to learn everything. We're just like this calendar.
I
wouldn't have shut the lead off, and that would have been a problem because I have 3 of them that would still be being hammered on. So.
Yeah.
No, so a quick note around the texting component, you guys. The texting follows the TCPA rules. So we're not texting them at 2 a.m. We're not sending them, we're not doing that stuff. I mean, that nobody, even if they put their lead in at 3 a.m., which by the way, people absolutely do. I'm looking when I'm getting leads. I think I got one at 1:59 last night. So they must be sitting up watching TV Land, Mr. Ed or something, and it sparked the idea to buy a Final Expense. We do get those leads. We're not expecting a 5-minute communication at 2 a.m. Client is either. So we do follow all the rules, and that was a big reason why there's a lot of leads out there. Like I know Celeste is looking at some other lead sources, and maybe some of you are looking for other lead sources. Making sure that your FCC and TCPA compliant is important. It's important for us, and it should be important for you. The fines for not being compliant suck, so you don't want to play in that pool. So just be cautious. Thanks,
Here's
Dave.
the thing, you guys. Just a reminder too, based on Dave's comment. It is a lot learning a new system. We're every day we're working on this to make it easier for you guys. Every day we're adding automation so you guys have to do less and making it more intuitive. And so share your ideas and don't hesitate. I'm okay, you guys, if you don't want to spend the 5 minutes poking around to figure it out. If you just turn around, hit the chat button and go, Bo, how do I do this? That's fine. That's great. So let us help you.
Guys, and Bo is so dang good at this stuff, and sometimes he speaks Chinese to me, or Greek or whatever, because I don't understand what he's talking about. But guys, the idea we've built the system with the idea from an agent's view. To like keeping agents doing the things that are most profitable for them. The insurance business is a fun business. It is a simple business, but it can be hard. And keeping you guys doing the things that are most profitable, that's why people leave this business is profit. And keeping you guys in profit is important to us. And everything we do is with an eye to like, how do we drive more revenue back to you? Because the more dollars you make, the more dollars we make. We want you to sell more, make more. I'm excited to celebrate somebody who wrote their first $1 million of business with us. That will be a great day. But everything is built with the idea from an agent's perspective. So it's really nice having Bo, our tech guy, because so often we work with tech people who have no clue what it's like to sell. They've never been in the marketplace. They don't know what the view looks like from a consumer perspective, and certainly not from a salesperson's perspective. And with Bo, we have those things. Bo's done the job. Bo's made lead phone calls. But he's done this stuff, so everything we're building is from your perspective to streamline your business. The initial setup is the hardest thing. Just like learning the first time you do an FE app feels clunky. The second time you're like, oh, that was so easy. It was the same way, you guys, for all of you, whatever product you started selling, whether it was Aflac, Colonial Life, Dillman, I don't know what the first product you ever sold was. The first time you did it, it was clunky. It's always clunky the first time, but the next time you do it, it's a little easier. By 3-4 times in, you're like, I can't believe I ever had a hard time with it. Guys, I'm just telling you guys, if you haven't done it, dip your toes in the water, because the water's fine. And business is good. So, Bo, sorry, I don't mean to keep in. I do mean to interrupt you. That's why I do it. But
I appreciate
apologize.
the comments.
But
Hey, I
want to
ramble
for
too,
10 years,
because
so he's used to it.
yeah, what Dave's talking about, like I just finished reading 2 books by some industry giants that are selling Final Expense, MedSup, stuff like that, and they talked a lot about their journey going through FMOs and different brokerages. Dude, we're a weird, awesome FMO, you guys, because I don't know if there's another one out there that doesn't charge you for a CRM, that doesn't take a huge cut off of the leads, that doesn't charge you for the texting and phone and all these other services we're providing for you. The ones that don't, they're on contract. You have to sell 10 a week or you're out, or they're salaried, right? So we're in that kind of sweet spot of, like Dave was saying, we want you guys to win so badly that we're going to provide all this. We're going to front all the costs, the time, the sweat, the tears to help you guys win, because we've been where you are and we want you to win, because that's awesome, dude. Like Dave said, that day when somebody hits $1 million with us, we'll probably go all buy Teslas and go travel the world in them or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll have Tesla motorbikes by then.
Hey, Bo, question for you. So if I'm on this call and I'm feeling like a fish out of water, right? I'm like, okay, I've known this insurance world for so long. I'm wanting to branch out, do something new. All of this sounds cool, but it's also way over my head. Like, I don't even know what the heck I'm going to use this for. Where do I start? Where do I start?
Yeah. Honestly, you guys, the easiest thing, let's get together 1-to-1. Let's sit down and figure out what your goals are, what your vision is, and let us insert the puzzle pieces and show you and just walk you through it while holding your hand. And if we have to do 7 of those sessions, let's do 7 of those sessions. We'll get squared away. But that's probably where I would start, is just 1-to-1. You can reach out to myself, Paul, probably Dave. I don't know what Dave's schedule looks like. I don't know what Paul's schedule looks like, to be honest with you, but I'm available and I'll help you. Yeah.
I'll say the reason why we made the investment into this software is for this right here. We shared this before, but you've all heard this. If you've been in the insurance industry for any period of time, you've heard this before, right? But that number 4 there, persistence. This is really why we invested in this system, is because we know the behaviors of consumers and we know the behaviors of salespeople. And if we can leverage a technology to align our sales behaviors with consumer behaviors, we win, right? Meaning this, that persistency, right? The overwhelming majority, 90%, you see 90% of sales are made on 6 attempts or beyond, right? And the overwhelming majority of salespeople stop after the 2nd attempt, right? And so if we can bridge that gap for you, leveraging technology, you're going to see your sales skyrocket. That's why we made this investment, right? And so that's why we want to throw out, you can use it. Obviously, we want it for final expense leads, because that's where you have the biggest bang for the buck, right? But if you're going to be able to leverage this to put yourself in front of a consumer base, that's the win, right? And so you can think outside the box. What access points do you have with consumers? Well, it could be, as Bo mentioned, you're doing follow-ups with worksite employees that you presented to. So those are leads. A lot of folks that we've been teaching is how to pull from your persistency scoreboard and have those people. Anything you're looking at, your MedSup leads, your final expense leads, your worksite leads, whatever it's going to be, just put your thinking cap on what opportunities do I have out there that I need continual touch points with, that's going to put me in front of them. That's how you leverage this system. So hopefully that made sense there. So anything else, man? Or any other questions from anybody?
Yeah, I got nothing else.
No.
I mean, I can go on all day about all the things I'm excited about, things that we've been implementing in the system and automations, like things that I had to do as an agent on a regular basis. Like I can't tell you guys how many times, like Tuesday night, I would have an amazing work day and be like, oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be awesome. I'm going to do all these things. And I'd write them down. And then Wednesday morning, I'd wake up and be like, I don't know what any of those notes mean. What am I supposed to do today? Like, because I just forget. And oh man, like, so I've been building out a lot of that in the system so that you don't have to remember. It's just going to be there. It's going to do it for you if it can. Yeah, it's going to be pretty slick when we get this thing fully polished.
And it'll never be fully polished, by the way. It'll always be moving, but
oh, it'll never not be moving because, like,
yeah,
right?
it's exciting.
The seasons change, people change, industries change. Yeah,
guys. So kind of a final recap, I think, today, as you think about it, in your travels, if you come across folks who are in the med sup business, and that's, feel free to refer them to us. We'll get you a finder's fee for pointing them in our direction. But the right place to start with this, having a conversation with Bo, and either making a decision you're going to go quote life in your group cases and your worksite cases, or making an investment, not even a big one, an investment into getting some leads and dipping your toe in the water. I think there's a little bit of a fallacy of, I'm going to practice on some cheap leads. What that does is it's giving you practice of smacking your head into the wall, because your opportunity is very hard. Could you break through the wall with your head? Maybe. I mean, I got a pretty hard head. I might make it through. But just taking a bite of the apple. You guys are salespeople. You're amazing salespeople. I know most of you on this call. You kick ass. You're very good. And I think when you get somebody on the phone, you're going to be shocked how easy this conversation is. Much easier than the worksite product you've sold, or maybe some other life product you've sold. And I've talking to Dillman and Coughlin and some you guys have sold other products that are a much more complex sale than final expense. Take a bite of the apple, give it a run. I think you'll be very surprised of how simple this business is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you, Carla. She's like, I agree. Kaboom changed my life. Carla dipped her toe in the water with other leads in the past, so she banged her head against the wall a few times herself. So
Shannon killing it as well, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Earlier this week. So my last comment is this. So I've mentioned this book a gazillion times because it was a game changer for me a few years ago, Atomic Habits. If you want a good book, go read that book. It's well worth it, from James Clear. So I was on an airplane last night, trying to stay awake. And they had actually the spotlight on the author of that book, James Clear. So if you're flying Delta any day coming up, it's there. If you go to series, you can watch a series on his book. So he mentioned something about behavior change and being effective. And so here's what I would leave you with. If you have intentions to get going, most often when we want to change behavior, we always have good intentions, and then we get busy, we don't do it, right? So he said the number one way to be effective and to take that first step is to write this sentence down and fill in the blanks. So the sentence is this: I'm going to do this. You fill in that blank. So I'm going to register for Agent One, or I'm going to buy my first leads this time. So fill in the blank. So at noon today at this place. I even described the place where you're going to be when you do that thing, which sounds weird, but when you do it, it's crazy. It puts you in the environment that is going to help you create that change and take that step. So fill in that blank. I'm going to do this at this time in this place. Make it happen. We're here for you guys. We appreciate you jumping on. And so many of you, we saw you face to face this week, which is absolutely awesome. So Nicole, it was great meeting you in person. I've seen you on camera 18 gazillion times. So it was great to see you.
Put your sentence in the chat a couple of times,
yeah, there
Paul.
There you go.
It was awesome meeting you guys too.
So yeah, and thanks for bearing
Absolutely.
with our technical difficulties yesterday. That was so frustrating. You too,
It
Colin.
was.
Colin, you have a question? Oh, you're muted, buddy.
How soon are the videos going to come out of the mock presentations and using the system? Do you have anything like that now?
Yeah, Dave.
We don't have mock presentation, Dave. We actually do have live calls, like real calls. We're waiting. Jesse's traveling. He's in New York, and he puts them onto our site. So once he gets back, I anticipate you'll see him on there next week.
All right, I might just need to reach out to one of you for just step by step, make sure I know how to take an app before I die.
Hey, I can tell you
Oh, go ahead, Dave. Finish your thought.
No, I was just gonna say, Paul, earlier this week with Celeste, they did a kind of a test run. So she got an opportunity to see what it's like without having a real client on the phone. Paul was the client. If you wanted to do something like that, Dave, just reach out. We'll schedule time to do that. If any of you guys want to try it, like, hey, I want to just do a practice, but you can grab anybody. It doesn't need to be us, but you can grab anybody and just have a dry run. A little role play. Thank you. That's the right name of it. I hate. Let's call it. Nobody likes a role play. Let's do a dry run. That's the way it sounds way better.
Dave's
anyway, we're
basically
happy
an empty
to jump
nester
on
now,
and do
so
that.
his mind goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Dave. Is if you want someone a one-time for that, Dave mentioned it. I did that with Celeste earlier, where I was the client. She walked through, gave her some feedback. But the other thing that we're all willing to do as well is do some call blocks with you. So if you want to take a bite out of the apple, you have some leads, want to go, we'll jump on and do some dials with you. We're fine. All of us are comfortable making the dials first, but I'll tell you, I don't want to make all the dials for the, I would definitely want to do the dials so you can hear it and then have you jump on some dials. Sorry, my dog's going bananas.
Not worried about the sales end, just the technical end. That's the only barrier for me right now. So. All right, guys.
Thank you, Dave.
Awesome. Very cool. If nothing else, thanks everybody. Have an amazing week. Thanks for joining. Dave Dillman, I send you a text. Hopefully that works for you.
Thanks.
Perfect. All right. Thanks everybody.